future Chinese kids will quite literally learn about how equity and diversity literally brought down the old American empire. Fox News reports, quote, Biden rule will redistribute high-risk loan costs to homeowners with good credit. So what does this mean? Especially to the kids out there are like, what does that mean? Well, when you have a credit score, when you have a good credit score, that means you are someone who has paid back all of their loans. They always pay back their credit card, etc., etc. You have shown through the course of you loaning out money and then paying back the money that you can be trusted with money, right? Now, you've been told your whole life that the reason why you, Jimmy, need to maintain a good credit is because it helps you get good loans, right? So usually if you have a good credit, it's easier to get a loan. You get a better mortgage rate because the bank will say, oh, you're trustworthy. We can tell that you'll pay it back. We don't have to have high interest rates to make sure we get the money out of you or whatever because we trust you're in this for the long term. You're going to be able to pay back all the money, right? And so, but what they're doing, what Biden is doing, is they're taking the bad loan rates, the bad interest rates, the bad loans that are designed purposely for the fools with bad credit, and instead forcing people, the responsible people with good credit, to pay those types of loans. And it's basically a redistribution of loans that they're doing here. So let's just say that you're some idiot thug who just smokes weed and runs up credit card debt on stupid blank all the time your whole life. You never pay back your credit cards. You never pay back loans, all this stuff. You default on everything. If you are that person, if you are that degenerate, lazy person, this new Biden rule is essentially saying that you are now going to get the loan of the 9-to-5 person who's been working and paying all their bills back and has good credit. And then on the other hand, according to this rule, if you are someone with a credit score above 680, which is the number that they're setting, you're now going to have to pay higher interest rates in order to, quote, subsidize the weed-smoking fool so that he can get a better mortgage rate. I mean, do I need to explain that, why that's so unfair? That's ridiculous. So in other words, if you spend your whole life building up good credit, now you're not even rewarded for that. Now you have to now use your good credit to subsidize the idiot with bad credit. This country is seriously screwed. I don't need to tell you that. And by now making it easier for idiots with bad credit to take out irresponsible loans, remember 2008? We know what's going to happen. I think a lot of us can tell what is coming next. Which is why you need to be prepared today with our sponsors over at Noble Gold Investments. Folks, I don't need to tell you, as we just explained, that we are clearly on the verge of recession or some type of economic collapse. You cannot trust the US dollar. You obviously cannot trust the real estate market because, if this diversity regime has its way, it's going to crash soon. But you can take a safer chance on history's most time-tested asset, which is gold and silver. When everything collapses, what do human beings turn to? That is your precious metals. Well, the patriots over at Noble Gold can help you ensure your future in times like these with a precious metals IRA. That is essentially a retirement account that is backed by gold and silver instead of stocks, which, they're normally backed by stocks. And as you can imagine, precious metals tend to be more stable than other assets because they're physical, scarce. There's a reason why civilizations for most of history back their currency by gold or use gold as a currency, including here in the United States. So don't wait. Protect your retirement now with a precious metal IRA from Noble Gold Investments. Go check them out at my link over at thevincedao.gold.com. Again, that is thevincedao.gold.com. Do not wait. Do not get screwed over by whatever is about to come. Protect your retirement with a precious metals IRA at thevincedao.gold.com. Okay, well, back to this credit policy. First off, I don't need to tell you the aspect of this that is clearly unfair. I think we understand that. Again, why should you, hardworking person, responsible person, be forced to subsidize the loans of people who are not hardworking and not responsible? But of course, The excuse that they will use is that it's not the fact that, oh, I'm an idiot. I was reckless all my life, and that's the reason my credit sucks. What they will say is no. They have bad credit because of, wait for it, racism. Oh, and this is what several Biden officials have been saying about it. Oh, minorities have a harder time getting loans, blah, 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 because they're minorities. Which, no, it's actually not because so-and-so is black. That's not the reason why banks wouldn't give. It's because they have a bad credit score, okay? And, they always say this all the time. Oh, well, the banks are just redlining against black people, all this. No, the bank's only interest is making money and getting back their loan. That's it. The bank don't care about what color you are, okay? They care about the green. That's the only color a bank cares about. And when you have irresponsible individuals, a bank is not want to do business with an irresponsible individual. It's not about racism. It's not about their race. But that's what they really see this as, right? They always talk about redlining all this stuff, and this is the excuse they always use. Oh, the reason why black neighborhoods are poor is because banks several decades ago redlined all this stuff back in the day. And so what you essentially boil down to is this is really them pushing a form of reparations, right? That's really what this is, because I think you're going to start to see this a lot in the next few years. Democrats understand that a federal reparations bill is never going to get directly passed. Right? You might get some stuff on the state level like California is trying to do, but you're never going to get a federal bill saying this is slavery reparations. We're going to give this amount of money to every black person in the country. But I think they do understand they can get through things like these equity policies that essentially redistribute money and advantages, right? I think this is how they plan to get it done. Okay? But, obviously, I think we understand why that is wrong. We understand why that is unfair and ridiculous. And if you're like me, I'm sure it just pisses you off on a personal level. The very idea that a hardworking person who does all the right things their whole life gets screwed and given the advantage to the person who does none of those things. But I will go further than that. You have to really think about the greater implications of all of this stuff. And I mean this legitimately. This is something that could crash the entire U.S. economy, even worse than it is right now. And I'm not exaggerating that. Because if enacted, do you know what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen as a result of this policy? It's not going to be like they're saying. It's not going to be that all these brokies and poor people with bad credit scores are going to end up all of a sudden being able to own homes, and all of a sudden all the poor people are going to be able to pay. Now they're going to all be paying these better mortgages that you're giving them, right? That's what Brandon is saying. She's saying, no, it's just about equity and access. And so the logic is, if we give people with bad credit the good loans, then suddenly now they will be able to pay those loans. But no, that is not what's going to happen, right? People with bad credit scores have bad credit scores for a reason, right? And the reason we have a credit score is because people understand that in all aspects of life, but including financial stuff, right? The best predictor of future behavior is past behavior, right? And so what's going to happen is that, much like their credit score reflects, it's not that, oh, we give them a better mortgage, now they're going to pay it. No, they're still, like they do in every other loan, they're not going to be able to pay their mortgage. All these people with bad credit that you're handing these predatory mortgages to are all just going to default on their mortgages. And what happens then? What happens then when everyone defaults on their mortgages is now the banks lost all the money, the banks are going to crash, and the housing market's going to crash, and you have, guess what, a recession. That's what happened in 2008. That was all caused because you had some of these banks giving out stupid and reckless loans. They never got paid back. And then obviously what happens, boom, whole world goes up in flames. I am telling you, that is exactly what is going to happen again. And honestly, if we do get another 2008 style recession, and especially this time if it's done in the name of diversity, who knows what the world will look like then, right? Because you really think about how much the 2008 recession permanently screwed up this country. You ever look around and ask, what happened to this country? Why are we so socially divided? Why does it feel like money is just so scarce? You realize, you really kind of think about it. It really is the 2008 recession that screwed up this country, screwed up currency in this country, all that stuff. Imagine that happening again in very soon time. I don't think this country can survive another 2008. I really don't, because, like I said, you look at what 2008 did to our country. If you double that, maybe triple that, and then add COVID and all this stuff, I seriously don't think our civilization can survive something like that. And frankly, future Chinese kids will quite literally learn about how equity and diversity literally brought down the old American empire, brought down their former arch nemesis.
Hey guys, Vince Dao here. Hope you enjoyed that clip from the Vince Dao show. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. And be sure to check out the Vince Dao show live every weeknight here on this channel at 8 p.m. Eastern time. It is a great show. Many are saying this. So leave a like, check out our other clips, and be sure to check out the show. Yeah. God bless.